So to display that, we have different kind of approach to display that. You can use either print stack trace or toString or get message. So print stack trace is when you use this one, it will display exception name, description, and stack trace. Stack trace is nothing but whatever the flow to reach that point. So what is the previous class method? Okay, so that entire hierarchy is going to be displayed in that error section. So that is called as stack trace. Stack trace means is nothing but a order. So to reach that point, how many classes it was executed previously and what are those methods and line numbers, everything will be displayed in the exception section. So that is called as stack trace. When you use this print stack trace, three kind of information is going to be displayed. The first thing is exception name, description, and description is nothing but what is the issue on that, and to reach that point, how many classes it was executed. So that is stack trace information will be displayed. When you use toString, it will display name of the exception and a description. It will not display stack trace in toString scenario. The last one is get message. Get message will display only description, why it is failing. It's not displaying name of the exception and a stack trace. So these two things will be avoiding if you use a get message. So that is nothing but displaying the exception. Okay, so we will see this concept throw and throws custom exception after a few minutes. Let's open the program. We will write one exception, so we will get the better hands on. Let me write one class for that. Exception class. So here this is the class type. Okay, last session we learned interface. Okay, this is class related. So I created one exception class. So here public static void main sys out. Let's take statement one. We'll take it multiple. Statement two and three. So I have three statements. If you run it, you will get it statement one, two, three. So this is normal termination. So you get the program result. So let's take here in statement 2, I'm intentionally putting some exception related. If I run it, see here, first statement was executed, but second when it's executed, issue was coming. So what is this? Exception in, if you zoom in, exception in thread main, it's a lang, java dot lang dot arithmetic exception. If you go back to this, it's a arithmetic exception. This arithmetic exception will come at during runtime. Okay, so in our program it was coming arithmetic exception. The issue is by zero. Okay, so by zero. So the problem is that exception class main method and line number 4 is having the issue. Line number 4, so issue is at by zero. So that is what it is giving the details. So what kind of display information, exception information it is using? Exception name, description, and stack trace. So that means internally it used print stack trace. Internally, Java was used print stack trace to display that exception information. Okay, so how you can handle this kind of scenarios? So just we discuss that is try catch finally. So what I will do, I will add try. So inside the try, you just put it whatever the issue is coming. So statement 1, there is no issue. Let's put it outside of the try. Statement 2 is having the issue, so we need to be copy this one. You can place it, otherwise you can do it. You don't need to be copy paste all the statements. What you can do, just hit enter here, try. It's started there, and you can put it like this. So when you're going to write a try, so here what it is saying, catch block or finally block is required. So here I need to be write catch block. So in this catch block, if you write it only this way, again it will say that you need to supply what kind of object it is. So let's put a time being as a exception e. So now once this 5 statement 5 executed, my controller will come to catch block. So you need to provide some information inside the catch block. So let's come back here. Whatever the display exceptions information is there, let's use one of the method. So I'm using the first one for time being, e dot print stack trace. If I use this one, so now if you run the program, I can get the same output. Along with that, let's display it one more, catch block. So if you run it, see my program get executed properly. Statement 1, so catch block, statement 3, then exception information is displayed. But my program last statement executed. If you remember the previous example, without adding the try catch, so my program first executed statement 1. When it's executing statement 2, it's terminated. The last statement was not executed. But in this scenario, my program executed normally. Whenever issue comes, it goes to catch block. It take that what action you need to take, then it continue the next flow. So this is the way you can give it to the program. Just you are telling the program, if is there any exception occurred, take this action and continue the rest of the program. So that kind of approach is nothing but exception handling. So in this exception handling, so far we learned try catch. So finally you can add it here. Finally means it's mostly a cleanup related. For time being, I'm just putting finally block. So try catch finally. If you run it, this get execute always. See here finally. So let's put it as normal termination or just 10 by 1. Now this catch block will not execute. Finally block always execute. The output, if you see statement 1, statement 2 with the value whatever the 10, then finally block and statement 4. So finally block always execute. Catch block, there is no execution as now. If you run this program in debug mode, controller first comes here. Let's move on. Finally block and statement 4. Like this it's executed. Let's put it as 0, which was there earlier. So now run it in debug mode. Its issue come, then it's get into the catch block. See what kind of issue it is, arithmetic exception. Then it's a print stack trace and catch block. Finally, then it's terminated. Output is this way. Statement 1, catch block, finally block, statement 3. Like this is executed. So far we've seen only print stack trace. If you see the output, the print stack trace, it is giving this way. Exception name, and description stack trace. Let's put it, let's comment this one and let's put it another one, get to string. When you're going to use the toString, what is the return type for this? If you place the cursor, you can see that, or if you open it, the return type is string. So that means if you want to display this one, you need to be use system.out.println to display that exception information. You need to use like this. But the print struct trace return type was void. That is the reason we were not using any print statement. If you run this program now, you can see only exception type and description. There is no struct trace information. Okay. The next thing is, another method is get method e dot get message. So usually get message also is having the return type string. If you see here, it's get message is having return type is string type. Okay, so to display that, you need to use print statement. So if you run it, statement one, so by zero is the description, catch block, finally block, and a statement three. So this is the output we got it. So this is the way you can use print the exception information.